All right, so this video will serve the purpose of helping you navigate through a little bit of Office 365 and the couple of things that we will use for online learning. So there are two ways to access this Office 365 portal. One of them is through Clever, which in the previous video, if you watched logging into Clever, I showed you the Office 365 app button. So you would click that, it would open it up to this page. The other way to access it, and I'll put it in the description, is to type into your browser portal.office.com, and you'll log in the exact same way you logged into Clever, which is your student's matric number followed by the @ symbol at s.tusd1.org, and their password is their matric number. Repeat it, okay? Just the matric number the same way, okay? Nothing else after it. So once you're in Office 365, the two main apps that we will use, I encourage students to get to know how to use Microsoft Word. And then we use Teams a lot. All right. So again, I'm in a student's version, so I'll show you exactly what your student should see. All right. Students also have access to Microsoft Outlook email, which they can communicate directly to me, more private as opposed to chatting on Teams. So I'm going to open up Teams here. And Teams is super important because this is where a lot of our communication can take place. Okay. I don't want to stay signed in. Let's see if it lets me here. All right, so here we go. So this is what your student should see. So this is my homeroom. Okay, I'm doing a little bit of glitching here. So this is perfect. I can show you what to do when things like this happen. It's awesome. So when this pops up, I use my web app because I'm using my browser and I want it to just stay in my browser. I don't want to have a desktop app. So I'm just going to click use the web app. Okay, so this is the Teams home. When you have not logged in, or maybe it's a new browser or a new history setup, this is my Mr. Richards, their homeroom's logo. So if you're in Miss Davidson's class and you're watching this, you will see, you should see the same almost looking breakdown here, but you might see something different here because it says my class. If you're in Miss Davidson's, you might also see the page that I set up for you that says Mr. Richards ELA class. My homeroom, you won't see it because yours is right here. Okay, so when I click this, it'll bring me into the Teams site. So students are able to access and chat and see things here. You know, students can ask questions and I can answer them. I put other links in here. I put a daily agenda on here telling what we'll do every day and a schedule of the day. So that way you can also ask your student when you get home or say, hey, what did you do today? Or what did you do? Or what did you work on? I also put to-do lists. So when we break off our last meeting, here's what I want them to do. All right. So this is more of like a communication page. So up in this tab here, post, it's more communication. So a lot of the students pop in and they say hi to each other, they talk, or if you are having issues getting onto a Zoom, a lot of times you can comment on here saying, hey, I'm having a hard time getting onto Zoom, and I can communicate with your student there saying, you know, what to do. The next tab is files. Now in here are some really important documents that you should always have access to. Number one is our Zoom schedule. You click this open, it'll open it up right on the same page, a copy of Mr. Richards' homeroom schedule. So if you ever need that schedule, there she is. Okay, so to get out of this, I just over here, I click close, and it keeps me in that files tab. The next thing, I will always put our newsletters in here. So I email these out, but I also post them into Teams. So here's a copy of the newsletter. Our specials rotation, so on Tuesdays when our students hit specials, it's kind of a screenshot zoom in here, but you can see our class of who they start with and when and where they'll go to. Okay, so those are some files. And then the next thing is assignments. Whenever I give an assignment, we won't use class notebook too much, but here's assignments, and students can check out any assignments that were given to them. All right, and the last thing here are just some other quick tabs where they can access Zoom links and my famous in the works Bitmoji classroom. So go ahead and try those things out.